Hi friends from Unidos, I miss you. I get a chance to read so that we can have some kind of contact during this crazy quarantine. So today I'm going to be reading the book Dr. DeSoto by William Steig. You might know who William Steig is if you ever saw the movie Shrek. He created that character too, and some other books I really love. So now I'm going to read it to you, and it's not very long, but it's good for everybody, even grown-ups. Dr. DeSoto, the dentist, did very good work, so he had no end of patients. Those close to his own size, moles, chipmunks, etc., sat in the regular dentist chair. Larger animals sat on the floor while Dr. DeSoto stood on a ladder. And here's the picture. See, his patient is a pig who in this book is wearing a dress and has a purse. They're laying on the floor. Extra large animals had a special room. There, Dr. DeSoto was hoisted up to the patient's mouth by his assistant, who also happened to be his wife. Look at this. This is their room for large animals. And I bet you can see that the large animals are donkeys. Looks like the donkey's wife is waiting for him on the sofa, and Dr. DeSoto is way up here on the pulley, and there's his wife. If you want to know how his wife can hold him up there, just look up pulleys and levers. Dr. DeSoto was especially popular with the big animals. He was able to work inside their mouths, wearing rubbers to keep his feet dry, and his fingers were so delicate and his drill so dainty they could hardly feel any pain. So there he is wearing his rubbers inside the cow's mouth. Being a mouse, he refused to treat animals dangerous to mice, and it said so on his sign. When the doorbell rang, he and his wife would look out the window. They wouldn't admit even the most timid-looking cat. So there they are. It looks like they live in a city, and it says, Dr. DeSoto, cats and other dangerous animals not accepted for treatment. And you can imagine why. One day, when they looked out, they saw a well-dressed fox with a flannel bandage around his jaw. "I cannot treat you, sir," Dr. DeSoto shouted. "Sir, haven't you read my sign?" And there is the fox on the street. He's very well dressed. You can see he's got a necktie on and he's got a special cane. And there are other animals, and we know that other animals can't really drive cars and put their mother dogs don't put their puppies in baby strollers, but that's what makes this such a fun book. "Please," the fox wailed, "have mercy. I'm suffering." And he wept so bitterly it was pitiful to see. And there he is, crying and saying, "Please help me," because he has such a horrible toothache. "Just a moment," said Dr. DeSoto. "That poor fox," he whispered to his wife. "What shall we do?" "Let's risk it," said Mrs. DeSoto. She pressed the buzzer and let the fox in, and there they are discussing it. He was up the stairs in a flash. "Bless your little hearts," he cried, falling to his knees. "I beg you, do something. My tooth is killing me." And there is the fox and Dr. DeSoto and Mrs. DeSoto and his tiny little dental chair. The fox won't be able to fit in that. "Sit on the floor, sir," said Dr. DeSoto, "and remove the bandage, please." Dr. DeSoto's getting ready to work on him, so he's washing his hands. I hope you've been washing yours too. Dr. DeSoto climbed up on the ladder and bravely entered the fox's mouth. Ow! He gasped. The fox had a rotten bicuspid and unusually bad breath. This tooth will have to come out, Dr. DeSoto announced, but we can make you a new one. There he is, and there's Mrs. DeSoto right behind him. Just stop the pain, whimpered the fox, wiping some tears away. Despite his misery, he realized he had a tasty little morsel in his mouth, and his jaw began to quiver. Keep open, yelled Dr. DeSoto. Wide open, yelled his wife. You don't want to be eaten by your patient. And there he is, right there. See him yelling? I'm giving you gas now, said Dr. DeSoto. You won't feel a thing when I yank the tooth. Soon the fox was in dreamland. Yummy, he mumbled. How I love them raw, with just a pinch of salt and a dry white wine. And there he is. A long time ago, they used to give people gas. That meant they kind of put them out so they wouldn't feel the pain of the dental work. And that's why he looks like he's dreaming. They could guess what he was dreaming about. Mrs. DeSoto handed her husband a pole to keep the fox's mouth open. Dr. DeSoto fastened his extractor to the bad tooth, and then he and his wife began turning the winch. Finally, with a sucking sound, the tooth popped out and hung swaying in the air. The tooth is out. You can see it right here. It's got a little blood on it. I'm bleeding, the fox yelped when he came to. Dr. DeSoto ran up the ladder and stuffed some gauze in the hole. The worst is over, he said. I'll have your new tooth ready tomorrow. Be here at 11 sharp. The fox, still woozy, said goodbye and left, and on his way home he wondered if it would be shabby of him to eat the DeSotos when the job was done. There's the fox leaving, thinking about eating the DeSotos. After office hours, Mrs. DeSoto molded a tooth of pure gold and polished it. Raw with salt, indeed, muttered Dr. DeSoto. How foolish we are to trust a fox. He didn't know what he was saying, said Mrs. DeSoto. Why should he harm us? We're helping him. Because he's a fox, said Dr. DeSoto. They're wicked, wicked creatures. There's Mrs. DeSoto making the tooth, and there's Dr. DeSoto thinking about how dangerous it is to treat a fox. That night, the DeSotos lay awake, worrying. Should we let him in tomorrow, Mrs. DeSoto wondered. Once I start a job, said the dentist firmly, I finish it. My father was the same way. But we must do something to protect ourselves, said the wife. They talked and talked until they formed a plan. I think it will work, said Dr. DeSoto. A minute later, he was snoring. The next morning, promptly at 11, a very cheerful fox turned up. He was not feeling a particle of pain. And there he is saying hi. When Dr. DeSoto got in his mouth, he snapped it shut for a moment and then opened wide and laughed. Just a joke, he chortled. Be serious, said the dentist sharply. We have work to do. His wife was lugging the heavy tooth up the ladder. And there is the fox and Dr. DeSoto inside his mouth. And there's the tooth. Oh, I love it, claimed the fox. It's just beautiful. Dr. DeSoto set the gold tooth in its socket and hooked it up to the teeth on both sides. The fox caressed his new tooth with his tongue. My, it feels good, he thought. I really shouldn't eat them. On the other hand, how can I resist? We're not finished, said Dr. DeSoto, holding up a large jug. I have here a remarkable preparation developed only recently by my wife and me. With just one application, you can be rid of toothaches forever. How would you like to be the first one to receive this unique treatment? And there it is. There's the jug. I certainly would, the fox declared. I'd be honored. He hated any kind of personal pain. You will never have to see us again, said Dr. DeSoto. No one will see you again, said the fox to himself. He had definitely made up his mind to eat them with the help of his brand new tooth. Look how smug he looks in this picture. Pretty foxy fox. Dr. DeSoto stepped into the fox's mouth with a bucket of secret formula and proceeded to paint each tooth. He hummed as he worked, and Mrs. DeSoto stood by the ladder, pointing out spots he had missed. The fox looked very happy. When the dentist was done, he stepped out. Now close your jaws tight, he said, and keep them closed for a full minute. The fox did as he was told, and then he tried to open his mouth, but his teeth were stuck together. Excuse me, I should have mentioned, said Dr. DeSoto, you won't be able to open your mouth for a day or two. The secret formula must first permeate the dentine. But don't worry, no pain ever again. And there he is with his teeth glued together. The fox was stunned. He stared at Dr. DeSoto and then at his wife. They smiled and waited. All he could do was say, "Thank you very much," through his clenched teeth, and get up and leave. He tried to do so with dignity. Dr. DeSoto and his assistant had outfoxed the fox. They kissed each other and took the rest of the day off. And that's the end of Dr. DeSoto by William Stegg. Have a great day.